Hi, everyone. I'm Michael Manrique, and I'm one of the Habit Guys. We teach realtors prospecting habits so they finally become top producing agents. And welcome to the Realtor Habits Podcast, where agents don't need more stuff, they need better habits. Before we get into today's episode, are you ready to take your prospecting game to the next level? We know that consistent prospecting isn't easy, but it's the secret sauce to building a thriving real estate business. That's why we're giving away our free real estate agent scripts to help you build the habit of prospecting with confidence. These scripts are crafted to help you overcome objections, stay authentic, and make those conversations flow naturally. Whether you're calling FSBOs, expireds, or reaching out to your sphere, these scripts are designed to get results while helping you stay true to yourself. Ready to get your hand on them? Download your free scripts today at habitguys.com/free. And start building the habit of consistent prospecting, because the listings you want are waiting for you to make the call. If you know anyone that can gain value from this podcast, please do us a huge favor and share it with them. We're here to help as many realtors as possible, and we appreciate your help to do so. All right, let's get into today's episode. Today's episode is called The Foundation of Success: Using Data to Kickstart Realtor Habits. In this episode, we'll explore why data is more than just numbers on a spreadsheet. It's the key to creating habits that stick and drive results. We'll uncover actionable strategies based on research and real-world examples to help you build a data-driven foundation for your real estate success. Ready? Let's get started. Let's start with the big question. Why is data so important when it comes to forming habits? Specifically, a prospecting habit. Well, research from Charles Duhigg's book, The Power of Habit, reveals that habits are driven by a cue, a routine, and a reward. But here's the thing. If you don't measure your habits, how do you know which ones are working? Studies by B.J. Fogg at Stanford University's Behavioral Design Lab show that tracking small wins can reinforce new behaviors, creating a snowball effect of success. For realtors, tracking your calls, follow-ups, and appointments can transform abstract goals into tangible achievements. For example, imagine you set a goal to make 20 prospecting calls a day. By tracking the number of calls and the outcomes, you'll quickly identify patterns like which times of day yield the best results and adjust your habits for maximum efficiency. Quick question, agents. Are you looking for a way to take your prospecting habits to another level? Let me introduce you to RedX. RedX provides you with powerful tools to access leads from like FSBOs, expireds, listings, and more right from your fingertips. By using RedX, you can streamline your prospecting efforts, stay consistent, and focus on building those critical daily habits that lead to success. Here's the best part. With RedX, you're not just making calls, you're building a prospecting routine that works. Don't leave your success to chance. Let RedX help you create the structure you need to dominate your market. Check out RedX today at www.habitguys.com/RedX. Again, that's habitguys.com/RedX, and save for new users of RedX, save $150. Now let's get back to the show. Next, let's dig into the psychology behind data-driven habits. A study published in Psychological Science highlights the act of recording progress activates the brain's reward system. Think about that. The act of recording your progress activates your brain's rewarding system. This dopamine, that's the neurochemical responsible for feeling that sense of reward, reinforces the habit loop, making it easier to stick with over time. So tracking in itself provides that sense of progress that then allows you to take consistent action. Okay, so here's a pro tip. To leverage this, use tools like habit trackers or CRMs to visualize your progress. Tools like Salesforce or Trello can gamify your task, turning mundane activities into rewarding challenges. One of my students, Sarah, used a simple spreadsheet that we gave her to track her daily prospecting calls. She color-coded her progress: green for completed calls, yellow for follow-ups, and red for missed targets. Seeing those green boxes fill up kept her motivated, and within 3 months, her listings tripled. So, how do you start building a data-driven habit system? Here's a 3-step framework. Number 1, set clear metrics. Define specific, measurable goals. Instead of saying, I want more listings, right? Say, I will make 100 prospecting calls this week. Number 2, track consistently. Use apps like Habatica or even a simple notebook. The key is to record your actions daily. Number 3, analyze and adjust. Review your data weekly. Identify what's working and tweak what isn't. We really encourage students to do this every Friday to reflect and review back on your week, see what worked, see what didn't work, see what you can change so you improve week after week. According to a study in the Harvard Business Review, companies that use analytics to drive decision making are 5% more productive and 6% more profitable. For individual agents, this translates to smarter prospecting and better time management. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. What if you're not a numbers person? Don't worry, you don't need to be a data scientist to use data effectively. Start small. Okay, here's some tips for some beginners. Use a simple habit tracker like the Seinfeld method, where you just simply mark an X on a calendar every day you complete a habit. So print out a calendar with all the days in the month, and every time you prospect, just put an X on that date. Focus, number 2, focus on one key metric. This is so important, like the number of calls that you make, okay? Or if you want to focus on setting appointments, you could do that too. But you don't want to feel overwhelmed. This is why we really reinforce and believe that you should just be tracking calls, because calls is the action that actually turns into a habit. We can't control appointments. We can't control contacts. What we can control are calls. So if we can begin to feel a sense of progress, right? If we can begin to feel confident in making calls, it's going to allow us to continue to take that action day after day, week after week, month after month, and that will guarantee business growth. Remember, every data point is a stepping stone towards your goal. As James Clear, author of The Atomic Habits, says, you do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. Before we wrap up, let's hear some inspiring stories from students who've used data to kickstart their habits. We had Alex, a new agent, struggled with inconsistent prospecting. By tracking his activities and setting weekly benchmarks, he identified his most productive times and focused his efforts there. Within 6 months, he became his brokerage's top agent and actually even started teaching other agents how to prospect consistently. Data isn't just a tool. It's the foundation of habits that lead to success. By setting measurable goals, tracking consistently, and analyzing your results, you'll transform your business and your life. Remember, progress is progress, no matter how small. Thank you for tuning in to the Realtor Habits podcast. If you found today's episode valuable, don't forget to subscribe and leave a review. Share this episode with a fellow realtor who could use some motivation to build better habits. Until next time, keep building habits that lead to success. You've got this.